Welcome back to another episode of the Scale Smart podcast. I'm your host, Jacob, and also the founder of NetScale Growth. Today, I have the pleasure of being joined by Dr. Mark Anthony Shepherd, the co-founder of Smile Genius Dental. Thank you for joining me today.
Thank you very much for having me. Really appreciate that, Jacob.
So, shall I refer to you as Mark or Mark Anthony?
Either one, doctor, Mark, Dr. Mark. Either, it doesn't really make a difference to me. Mark is fine.
Okay, perfect. So, Mark, kick us off. Tell me a little bit more about yourself, your experience, and what do you guys do at Smile Genius Dental?
Right. Okay. So I'm a registered dentist. I work as a cosmetic dentist in Ireland, Dublin. And basically, from time I finished university, I got into the digital side of dentistry by treating patients from home, essentially doing clear liners. I learned the ropes very quickly. What was missing in the dental space that was growing in that at-home company space, and I was able to create automations in that company and then make my way up to the director of operations up there. So eventually, when I left that company, I made my own version of that, which was a hybrid between an in-clinic treatment style with the at-home treatment style, and we fused the digital concepts together. And I made my version of Smile Genius. And finally, I got together with my business partner, Nipun, and we were able to create, Smile Genius as it is now. So we got the developers together and we built the concept outright and started getting people on board. So it's a little bit about me, and you wanted a little bit about Smile Genius as well. Is that it?
Yeah, please.
All right. So Smile Genius essentially is a SaaS platform, okay, which connects the three entities of dentistry, which would be the patient, the dentist, and the lab, which manufacture all of the appliances for the dentist, essentially. And what was missing in the industry was that these platforms are very segmented, where usually a patient will have access to the dentist through an app specifically on its own. The dentist usually has their own software for managing their practice. And then there's one for a lab portal, which usually the dentist would use in order to submit all the orders. So what we've done is we've fused all of the ideas together. So my expertise, I was able to already build that workflow and also how all the automations look like, and we've put them together. So now we have a product which essentially is a dental platform, which manages a treatment. So it's a case management platform. So it's connected to a patient app and the lab platform together, all in one. So when you do a treatment, you have everything that you would need in one spot. So your patient's always up to date. They'll get things like notifications when their treatment plan is ready. They can pay for their plan through the app. They can monitor their entire treatment through the app by taking photos and be very well engaged and see their results even better and communicate with their dentist. And they'll get like an eBay kind of experience, like your aligners are in production, your aligners are shipped. So it's pretty cool for them. And then the dentist would then be able to do all the things they have to do, like manage their treatment plans, monitor their patient remotely, get payments faster, like overnight, instead of having to wait for them to be in clinic to get paid. And also manage the whole shipping and ordering process as well. But they have an online store that they can use as well, which has never been done in dentistry. So they can sell anything through the app as well. And then there's a booking system, etc. And then the lab has their own component as well, which they're tied to everything. So if they're pressing sent here, everyone's getting notifications. If they're pressing shipped or manufactured here, everyone's getting notifications. So they have their own case management system that manages all of their day-to-day things like shipping, treatment plan creation, and invoicing, etc. So it's also there for them, yeah. So it's pretty intense platform. We have a doctor's app that just came out as well, just for the doctors, so they can do everything from the phone. No longer have to be tied to the office to do anything. So yeah, it's pretty cool stuff.
Amazing. And scaling a tech-driven dental platform must come with some unique hurdles, right? So what have been the most significant challenges you've faced in expanding Smile Genius operations and technologies infrastructure?
Yeah, I think the initial thing was really trying to get our target audience to be the perfect one. Initially, we had the concept of targeting dentists and also labs. We hadn't targeted patients yet, but our main focus was on dentists initially. And with that being said, the dentist is great, but they're kind of a little bit busier. They have, a little other things to worry about in terms of the amount of people that are trying to get them to buy something as well. So, getting into that space is a little tricky. But for the lab space, they're all using different platforms because the dentists will just usually use the lab platform. So the labs were using other types of platforms where there was a space where they were in need of something that's a little bit more complete and that could represent the entire workflow of their operation. The labs usually don't have the patient aspect connected. So we've refocused our focus to labs, and it was able to generate way more clinics because one lab usually tied to a bunch of clinics, right? So that was one thing that was difficult with growth. And I guess the other thing was, I guess the mountain of work that you have initially, when it's just two people, that sometimes limits you because when it comes to developing, you just don't have the proper resources to be able to develop quickly and scale up fast. Also with errors, like any developer would know, when you're trying to build something, you could build errors and that you need them to be resolved quickly. And without a full team initially, that would be, where it's a little bit challenging, but it's also the fun part as well because you're getting everything together. You're using your brain, you have your critical thinking skills just going crazy at the time, and we're able to overcome. But I would say those are the two main hurdles we faced. Obviously, other things like gaining investment, finding the right people, like especially when you have no traction and you're trying to get people to trust you, that's where it kind of gets tricky. You really have to believe in your concept and show that it could work, as best as you can. I would say those are the three main hurdles that we eventually overcame.
Amazing. And the dental tech industry is rapidly evolving. Right? I've been seeing a lot of things going on within dental tech. What strategies are you implementing to differentiate yourselves at Smart Genius and maintain a competitive edge in a crowded market?
Yeah, I think our strategy is the same concept that you would use for any innovation, which is like finding, the space in which it is not utilized, by technology yet, and then taking that space and then automating and using AI and whatnot to improve that space, right? So again, this is where it was. So we have the competitive edge is that we still have competitors, right? But it's just not something that people could, let's say, white label off the spot. You would have to use their platform as it is. But the unique thing that we have is we have the end-to-end suite that's able to be white labeled. So you can do that. But plus we use high quality programming and third-party tools like Twilio for our video calling is high definition. We use Stripe payments, so it's serious enough that you have well-known structures. So that's the thing. I think it's just looking to be who can connect all this thing. Like you said, the tech space is growing so much right now, and it's like, how do you connect all these entities under one roof? Like Google does it, for instance. Then that's what makes us unique is that we're not stuck in one niche. We're like fusing the whole thing together, so you don't have to keep reaching out to different companies to do one task.
And I think a big thing in the tech space as well right now is AI, artificial intelligence. I think it's taking a lot of people by storm, and it's kind of been shifted now from, it's no longer a buzzword, it's a complete society shift. And if you don't implement some form of AI into your company, the companies who do, they're just going to overtake you massively. So with AI transforming various sectors, including dental care, how are you leveraging AI to enhance patient outcomes and streamline the operations within the company?
Yeah, so within the company, definitely during our meetings, okay, so just before we even get into the patient app, just for development alone, we use note-taking AI apps, that can capture data, capture the conversations, organize the notes, for instance. I believe the guys are using some AI to do, but we're using AI to write text as well and content for our pages. We have AI that's in the background, but is helping to do just our help center as well for patients, our clients who come in as well. There's a lot of AI actually not within the software itself, but we utilize the AI within scanning software that helps to create the treatment plans, which go on our platform as well. So with that use, we were able to get 3D images and sent over to the lab technicians to be able to provide the actual service. And those 3D plans that are created through AI are going into a printing phase as well, where the models are printed to make the clear liners. So there's heavy AI in there. But to come, and leverage that as well. There's a lot of different things we could add as well. Like, for instance, AI can monitor the health of the gums of the patient, and it can detect their faces in order to suggest different things to them, as well as there's note-taking AIs as well that can be implemented as well. So really, it's boundless. There's also AI eventually, that it's all out there. It can detect X-ray pathologies, and then it could to tell the dentist exactly what's going on just by posting an X-ray or a photo. So, I mean, that's the direction. We're all very tech savvy in that company, and I'm pretty sure we're going to be in a direction to be adding all that stuff there. So, I think that's how we're going to keep building and staying on top. Like you said, if you're not incorporating that, you're just going to get bulldozed by everyone else putting that into their company. But again, it's all segmented.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, 100%. And where do you see the industry of dental care going? And in the next few years, like obviously I know AI will take a big hit, but I saw I saw something the other day, and I was waiting to bring it up to someone like yourself. I saw a video of a robot actually conducting a surgery in a hospital.
I didn't want to go there, but you already beat me to it. You already beat me to it. Yeah.
What do you think of that?
So you nailed it. I mean, it's going to be AI 100%. Like there's guys, you're right. Those robots exist. There is robot assisted implant placement using X-ray technology to pinpoint on the like live X-ray technology, pinpointing exactly where to place the implant. And right now it's kind of dentist guided, but that's going to be on its own soon for sure. I've seen a robot where they can put it in your mouth and it's like can start working on the cavity. I'm just like, what the heck? Obviously, a lot of AI assistants are going to be out there, as I mentioned, like doing. So what could possibly happen is something like you have a full mouth digital scanner, you're in the lobby, you bite into it, it scans your teeth. It could say, this tooth is a filling, this tooth needs a filling, this tooth is a crown, this tooth is a whatever, a metal filling, veneer or whatever. And then it could do a tooth chart right there. And then from there, it could do a diagnosis. If it could see the x-rays, it could analyze everything going on there. And it could literally list out all the pathologies that are going on in the gums and internally in the teeth. And finally, like just let the doctor know what to do. It could possibly just treat the patient. Like literally, it could just do its own thing. They maybe wouldn't even have to come to the dentist at all, unless it's just to do the physical work. But like you said, if the robot thing is involved, it's crazy. And now they have AI receptionists that can answer anything. Technically, someone could open a clinic that's just AI at this point, where you can like literally, it would be no staff. Like it could be just you coming in, you bite into this thing, it scans you, tells you what to do. You go and see a robot. I don't know, man. It looks like that's where it could head. And we also have the VR glasses, which is like augmented reality, and you can essentially pull out someone's file while you're working on them in the chair. And you've seen the Apple Glass on it and Meta glasses, and you can play with their chart by the chair. Also, if you're doing procedures, for instance, you can see the depth of which you're diving into the patient's mouth for the procedure. It's it's crazy. It's like what you saw. We're in the future that they predicted in all those movies back in the 90s and 80s. So yeah, it's up there right now. I wouldn't be surprised if your doctor came out in a spacesuit with some robotic appliances. Like we already have the zooming glasses, you know. So it's getting there pretty quickly, very quickly actually. It's here. So
Yeah, yeah. And what are some of the goals you guys have got for the company over the next 12 months or so?
yeah, we have huge goals. I mean, we're busting out some of the most unique products. You know, we have like our own very own IPR system, which is essentially a mid-treatment check-in system that helps dentists to really organize the check-ins that patients have, and it informs the patients when their check-ins are due. And that's using a procedure that you have to file between the teeth. It's its own of its kind. It's coming out, and we're working on just pretty much expanding our product. Right now, you can white label everything on there. So if you're a company that wants to have your own kind of look, but with all the technology added, basically they can come to us and we can white label the product for them, and they'll have an app. They'll have the dentist platform, the lab platform, whichever they are, essentially, but they'll have the whole thing in their branding so that they could basically push this modern technology out to their patients, where they can have better communication with them. Patients are more up to date, they're more engaged. So it's just a matter of getting the word out as much as possible. And again, like you said, using the newest technologies in dentistry and fusing those into the platform to make it more accessible and easier for dentists. So they don't have to get that app there. You know, it's ready. The extension is already there. You can have it in the app and do everything from the central portion. So it's just really just continuing to connect those dots and then gain a little bit more investment as well, build the team up. Right now we have quite a few developers, but you know, and when you're running a tech company which is solely focused on tech, you need a lot of developers to be able to really just keep up with the mountain that you're trying to build, So yeah, it's just getting the word out, basically, letting all the labs know, getting into the dental conferences. So guys, if you are a lab and you need some assistance and you want to grow your company or your dental office that needs a more organized case management platform, please reach out. But yeah, that's what we're doing to grow the company.
And if people wanted to reach out to you, might find out a little bit more about the company, where's the best place for them to do that?
Yeah, I think you can come to our website, of course, smilegeniusdental.com. You'll find all the information and resources there, especially if you'd like to book a demo. You certainly can. You can reach me directly at mark@smilegeniusdental.com as well, and I'll be more than happy to set you up with our team who can then help you to get a step in the door with the program. Also, you can go to our LinkedIn, Smile Genius Dental. From there, you'll see all the newest updates, all the newest technological advancements that we do innovate and create new things as well. And we do work with labs and dentists who want unique things built into into a portal as well. So we work with anything. It would usually take you months to build something like this, or maybe years. But we can have your white labeled version of what you want to build in a couple of days, literally. So I would say come over there. Those would be the main platforms. Also, they can message vcas@smilegeniusdental.com as well if they'd like to get things moving real quickly with them.
Amazing. Mark, thank you so much for coming on today. I really appreciate you coming on, sharing your insights, technology within the dental care. It's been great having you on, so thank you.
No worries. It's great having me. And I really appreciate your invitation. Thank you very much, Jacob. You're awesome, man.
Thank you.
You're welcome.